For many people across the diocese and the country, EWTN, a network founded by the late Mother Angelica, has been a source of Catholic news and inspiration for more than 3 decades now. Last weekend in Worcester, EWTN went on the road, holding its annual family celebration for the first time in New England. CAROLEE McGrath was there and has our story.
They are the familiar faces to millions of viewers, the Franciscan missionaries of the Eternal Word, seen on the daily Mass broadcast on EWTN, the Catholic network founded by Mother Angelica. And they were celebrating Mass right here in Massachusetts. Thousands of people converged on the DCU Center in Worcester for the EWTN family celebration.
It's an annual event that the network holds to welcome our audience, bring our EWTN family together, kind of like a family reunion in many ways, to celebrate together, to celebrate the faith together, to pray together, to really allow people to meet many of the on-air personalities that are so much a part of their lives.
The network has been holding these celebrations, which are free, since 2005. Every other year, they take it on the road to a different location throughout the country. This is the first time the event has been held in New England. Michael Warsaw, EWTN CEO and chairman, is a Springfield native and a Cathedral grad. Warsaw hosted an afternoon family talk with Father Joseph Mary Wolfe and EWTN President Doug Keck. The talk gave the audience a chance to ask questions about the many challenges facing Catholic families in the current culture, including family members who have left the church.
So first of all, I think one of the things we always encourage is, like St. Monica praying for her son who ultimately became St. Augustine, pray, pray, pray. It may take a while, but ultimately, we hope those prayers are successful. And I think the other part of that is to continue to model a Catholic Christian life. You can't necessarily always attract people by your words, but by showing an example and by your deeds and your witness of a truly faithful Catholic life. I think that speaks volumes, and hopefully that's also something that attracts people and brings people back into the church.
Following Mass, people gathered for lunch and were able to meet many of the EWTN hosts who were present, including Jesuit Father Mitch Pacwa and host of EWTN Live. How do you keep your kids in the faith, and how do you encourage parents who have fallen away?
You don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
Jesus Christ does. This is a matter of His grace. And we therefore have to depend on His grace. It's our effort to be able to speak for the faith. The way I often put it is this: conversion is a management issue. God is management. I'm only in sales. I can give the reasons for the faith.
The theme of the conference this year is celebrating 100 years of Fatima. The Blessed Mother told those 3 little children in 1917 to pray the rosary daily for peace and to offer up their suffering for the conversion of sinners. It's a message still so important today. From May to October 1917, the Blessed Mother appeared to 3 shepherd children in Fatima, Portugal, Lucia dos Santos and her 2 cousins, Jacinta and Francisco Marto. Pope Francis canonized Jacinta and Francisco in May.
The importance of Fatima is that it addressed a number of very specific events of the 20th century, which became the most violent century in human history. 300 million people died in wars or at the hands of their own governments. And Our Lady had warned about that.
Susan Conroy, host of Coming to Christ, also focused on the Fatima apparitions in her talk.
We have it in our power, every single one of us have it in our power to help save souls with the Blessed Mother Mary and to bring peace to our world. And if we turn on the evening news, we can see this is important. There's not a lot of peace out there. We need to start living our Heavenly Mother's messages.
If you clap real loud, He will sing for you.
EWTN also has children's programming and set up a family corner for kids, bringing in the hosts of their favorite shows, including The Donut Man. Many Catholics from the Diocese of Springfield traveled to Worcester for the two-day event. Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Westfield chartered a bus. Others drove out on their own, including Kathy and Ray Juck, whose son Joe Juck began working for EWTN last fall. Joe Juck was active in youth and pro-life ministry in the diocese.
EWTN has always made an impact. We've always watched some of the shows growing up, even when our kids were little. And then really watching, I remember Ray's grandmother watching the Mass, at 7 p.m. in the evenings all the time. So for a long time, without really knowing, how much of an impact it would make, and now part of our lives, it's been really a help in growing our faith and learning more about our faith and the things that, are important to us.
Throughout the weekend, there was an opportunity for people to go to confession and adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. And even though the numbers nationwide show fewer Catholics are practicing their faith, it was clear at this event that God is on the move in New England and beyond. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm CAROLEE McGrath.